Welcome back to the channel, you Kurd nerds. We are here at Oshkosh at booth 4001 with Microair Avionics, and it's exactly what it sounds like. They make micro avionics for certified, and they actually released a really nice thing this year for experimental aircraft, and they're working on getting certification. But we're going to talk to the CEO, David, about their new electronic displays and their certification plan. All right, so we are here with David at Microair Avionics. You might recognize radios that look a little bit like that. That's their certified stuff, but they are coming out with this new experimental set, and David's going to tell us all about it.
Yes, it's great to be here at Oshkosh. What we've introduced here at the show is a brand new radio in a modular form. So this is our new radio, and that's a Nav Comm. And it's in a module. Also modular beside it is our transponder. That's a Mode S transponder, ADS-B in and out. And in between there, we've got our what we call our sensor module, which has got an air data computer. So air temperature, static port, and pitot just plumb straight in. There's a quarter MPT fitting. A GPS, just GPS antenna, GPS engine internally, and it's also got a full set of 3-axis magnetometer, 3-axis gyroscope, 3-axis accelerometer for a full attitude heading reference system. So it's a complete avionics suite in a single box. If we have a look at here at the panel, what we're looking at here is one of these units, and if I pull the panel forward here, you can see that it's got one of these units, again with our radio, so a Nav Comm, our instrument sensors, and our transponder all in one box. And you can see there we've got really simply wired, just daisy chained through a number of instrument repeaters, remote displays as we call them, which is this unit here. And it can be configured to display, as can that, can be configured then to display any of the instruments that you want. And you can have up to 16 of these in a panel. The instruments themselves are entirely, all the same part number, all the same software release, so entirely configurable to whatever it is that you actually want. That's obviously a comm display, a vertical speed, nav controller. I come across a basic GG. We've got a more sophisticated HSI here with a CDI. You press, there's an encoder on the outside for entering data. You can press to switch back and forth between functions. If I come back up to here, obviously a horizon, airspeed indicator, clock. What else have we got? Turn coordinator. So huge flexibility. What's not shown here is our instrument system. We're hoping to launch that over the next 6 to 9 months. We'll have a full engine monitor as well, and you'll be able to get all your engine instrument displays on here. Already we can display things like flat position, fuel levels in your fuel tanks, etc. So it really is a complete solution in a single box, and obviously at a price point that suits. It's a 480 pixel by 480 pixel display, 800 nits, so fully sunlight visible, and then obviously dimmable back from that. It's got a light sensor here on the panel, and you'll see it start to dim down as the light goes. So really capable hardware, and then obviously fully configurable from a software perspective.
So we're seeing experimental right up here on the top.
Yes.
Is this ever going to get certified? What's the timeline if it is? And how's that going to impact the price point?
Yeah, sure. So I think you said at the beginning, we've been building certified radios and transponders for 25 years. This is our 25th birthday this year. Really excited about that. Happy birthday! Thank you very much. So we've been around longer than most of the other competitors in that space. Really, we've been doing this stuff. We know our stuff quite well in that area. Answer your question, yes, experimental today. We'll kick off the cert plan in early 2025. This is a really complex box. There's more than 14 different TSOs applied to this box. That means that we end up with a number of FAA officers that we have to deal with, significant number of DRs we have to assemble around it. So the complexity in certifying is not actually doing the testing. The complexity is actually in getting the cert plan together and getting everybody to agree on the cert plan. So look, we're saying that'll take us about 18 months from the start of that program to when we're certified. No promises, but that's about the time frame. We can do it quicker. Obviously we will. Interestingly, this is an experimental show, but around 60% of the customers that walk onto the stand have got certified aeroplanes and want certified avionics. So but we've had a phenomenally good show. We're taking home a lot more orders than we anticipated, and we've had fantastic feedback particularly about the look and feel, but also the functionality and the weight of the system.
So you're saying weight. I know, an attitude indicator, like a regular old attitude indicator, it's not light.
No.
Right? So what are these, how is this going to impact my weight and balance?
Sure. So they're light. So remember, this is a nav comm, a transponder, and a full set of instrument sensors. And I've got a set of scales here because customers kept asking us. And there you go. So 1 pound and 3 ounces for that sensor. So, and then these little remote units. No, about 8 ounces.
And then, and another 3 ounces of wire.
Yeah, exactly. And if you've got any people watching that are that prefer metric, I'll just zero that out. And I'll give it to you in grams, but 200, let's call it 250 grams for that. And 541 grams for that, so just over half a kilogram.
That is
for the Europeans and the Australians.
Yeah, for anybody not using freedom units, right?
Indeed.
That is awesome. So when we look at other instruments like this, the experimental version is usually about half the price of the certified version. Are we going to expect pretty much the same thing?
Look, it's too hard to tell because we just got to go through the cert program. Clearly, everybody has to recover their certification costs, but you spread it over a bigger market. So it won't double. I can't promise the price won't go up a little bit though. So no. If you can get in on the experimental and get in now with certainly some of the launch discounts that we're offering at the show, then that's definitely the time.
Now, what are those discounts that you're offering here at the show?
So the moment we're taking, if you order $5,000 worth, which is easily one of these systems, we're offering a $1,000 discount on that. So it works out to be about a 20% discount. So it's quite a significant discount.
That is quite a significant discount, especially for such a wonderful system. I've got buddies who have experimental aircraft, and they pretty much have their iPad magnetized to the screen, and they're using ForeFlight synthetic vision. This is obviously better than a magnet attaching your iPad to your panel using ForeFlight synthetic vision.
Well, let's go one step further, because if you've got ForeFlight synthetic vision, one of the things the ForeFlight app will take is actually real data. So we can feed, we stream GDL90 data from this, obviously our traffic data from our transponder, but we also stream the attitude data and real pressure, altitude, and pressure airspeed, so indicated airspeed. And so those GPS tapes on your ForeFlight app will actually turn into real tapes and give you real information. So if you want a really good ForeFlight experience, then you want to be taking data from something like this, particularly something like this where your GPS position is not only a GPS position, but it comes with all the integrity information around it that you expect out of a certified product. Well, one other thing, just you mentioned flexibility before. We had a customer that came onto the stand a couple of days ago and said, I do aerobatics, I just want to look into the cockpit and read immediately what my airspeed is, and I need it in big letters. What can you do? So we gave the challenge engineering teams in Brisbane, so obviously back of the clock to us here in Oshkosh. They went away. By the next morning, we had developed him a new airspeed indicator. It changes colour depending on whether you're above. Obviously red is obviously stall. White is between stall speed and VFE. And if I wind, obviously you can't normally wind your airspeed up for demonstration purposes. It'll eventually go. You get above the flat extension speed, it will go green. Get above V&O, it'll go yellow. And ultimately it will go red above V&E. So, but more as a demonstration of how flexible we can be when the customer wants something different. The key is that we've got all the information about the aeroplane available to every instrument all the time. We call it the digital twin. And so every piece of information that's available from all of these sensors, from our engine monitor, is all available. So it's all sent over our data bus. Which is an Ethernet, automotive Ethernet data bus, highly resilient and robust, and then everything has a digital twin of all that information, so it can display anything. We can make any combination of displays that our customers want. So, yeah.
Now I gotta ask. I've got an amphibious seaplane, and I've got a fish finder mounted to the dash so that I don't run ashore. Any possibility of getting a...
That I have to say is an instrument we've not thought of incorporating. But I presume it's got an NMEA output in it. We could feed it straight into one of the many digital inputs that we've got in here. We could suck that up, and I'm sure we could display the depth. Whether you want fish symbols on there, we'd have to work with you on that.
All right. right. Well, I really appreciate you talking to me about all of this. I'm definitely looking forward to when it's certified. Hopefully, the FAA makes it a little bit of an accelerated process because we need more things like this in the market. Some of us can't just fit big old 18-inch screens on our dash.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So in closing, about $5,000 will replace your six-pack. So hopefully their certification process is painless, it goes quick, and we can get in a single box AHRS, ADC, nav, COM, ADSB, and a transponder in a single box that weighs less than a kilogram. If you were to compare that to what's currently on the market, you're spending $5,000 for a single screen and only one of those functions. So I really hope Microair gets their stuff approved soon because I would love to put those things in my airplane. I kind of regret not having an experimental airplane because I would have bought that entire package then and there at Oshkosh if I could have thrown that in my airplane when I got home. So stay tuned. I'll try to keep in touch with them, give you guys updates about their certification process, and smash that like, follow, subscribe, whatever those buttons are. And as always, keep it cheesy.